Hi everybody, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us. Well, we're tracking the weather forecast right up until Easter Sunday. There are a lot of moving parts, but hopefully the weather here in New Zealand will be actually fairly settled and not as dramatic as it was last week. This is the animated wind map for Monday. You can see a couple of tropical systems, the remnants of Cyclone Nora now falling apart, an ex-cyclone as it pushes into the land part of Australia. And up here in the Coral Sea, it is Iris. Although Iris is a real borderline storm system, but the low pressure system itself is likely to linger in this area in the Coral Sea for another week at least. It's not going anywhere fast. More low pressure systems are expected to form in the tropics north of New Zealand this week, but for now we've got a warm airflow coming out of the subtropics, and a lot of places are going to be fairly mild over the next couple of days. And this is how it looks for Tuesday, arguably the warmest day of the week. You've got the nor'westers blowing through across the South Island. The winds are northerly quarter across the whole country actually, from northeast to north to northwest, and the warmest weather will be in the east. In fact, areas like northern Hawke's Bay up around Wairoa and the inland parts of the eastern side could be pushing into the late 20s, getting closer to 30 degrees as we head in towards Tuesday as a result of this warm airflow. The rain pretty heavy on the west coast as well, and it's fairly slow moving across Tuesday. Once we get to Wednesday, that front moves into the North Island. It's much weaker than it was when it was going up the west coast. Still a couple of downpours in there, but the front is fairly thin and high pressure begins to dominate around the country on Wednesday. By Thursday, that front down here going up towards the Waikato Bay of Plenty areas might brush into Auckland as well. This is the last day of the working week for most people. With high pressure building to the west, that's a positive sign, but there's just a little bit of a kink in the armour with an area of perhaps a little bit of low pressure and a few showers just on the eastern side of the South Island around Thursday. In the tropics, that's the remnants of Iris. It is still hovering up in the Coral Sea area, very close to Queensland, and it might actually bring in some wind and rain towards the end of the week. This is how Good Friday looks though across the country, and it looks pretty good weather-wise. Settled across New Zealand thanks to a big high that is it there crossing over the central part of the country. Maybe a couple of little showers caught up in the southeast flow around the eastern side of the North Island. Maybe a couple of showers down around Fiordland. Really, that's about it. It looks dry on Good Friday. And Saturday, well, it looks dry in the North Island. There might be a couple of showers that come in around Coromandel and Great Barrier Island. Otherwise, it is a dry day, but a bit of rain does return to the west coast, and a bit of a colder southerly as well coming in around Southland with a few showers for you. Windy and mild though for most other places. And then we get to Easter Sunday, which doesn't look as bad as what you might have thought considering that map just before. So Easter Sunday at this early stage looks like high pressure dominates, maybe just one or two showers in both islands. Otherwise the winds are light. The overnight temperatures are fairly average, and the daytime highs are probably fairly average, if not a degree or so above average. And also just one last look in the tropics, pretty active up here at the moment. So we'll be keeping an eye on that after the Easter weekend. That's all from me for now. We'll update you again on Tuesday.